Summary of the Book of Lamentations. The Book of Lamentations is a profound theological reflection on suffering, divine judgment, and the enduring hope of redemption, framed through the lens of Judah's catastrophic defeat and the destruction of Jerusalem, 586 BCE. Its 5 poetic laments wrestle with the interplay of human sin, God's justice, and the possibility of mercy, offering a raw yet structured exploration of faith in the aftermath of trauma. 1. Divine judgment and covenant faithfulness. Theologically, Lamentations anchors Jerusalem's destruction in the covenant curses of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26, interpreting the disaster as the inevitable consequence of Israel's prolonged rebellion against God. The text underscores God's sovereignty and righteousness. The Lord has done what he purposed. He has carried out his word. Chapter 2, verses 17. The suffering is not random, but a divine response to sin. Chapter 1, verses 5. Chapter 4, verses 13. Affirming God's role as a just judge who holds his people accountable. 2. Theodicy and human suffering. The book grapples with the paradox of a loving God permitting horrific suffering. Images of starvation, violence, and humiliation. For example, children begging for food, chapter 2, verses 12. Mothers resorting to cannibalism, chapter 4, verses 10. Confront the reader with the visceral reality of divine wrath. Yet the text avoids blaming God outright. Instead, it laments the cost of sin while upholding God's moral authority. The personification of Jerusalem as a violated woman, daughter Zion, deepens the tragedy, framing the covenant relationship as a broken marriage, chapter 1, verses 1 to 2. 3. Penitence and the possibility of hope. Amid despair, Lamentations models a theology of repentance. Chapter 3 pivots to a personal confession of hope. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. Chapter 3, verses 22 to 23. Here the individual's cry for mercy interrupts communal lament, suggesting that even in judgment, God's compassion remains accessible to those who seek him. However, this hope is tentative. Why do you forget us forever? Chapter 5, verses 20. Reflecting the tension between trusting God's faithfulness and enduring his apparent absence. 4. Communal lament and liturgical theology. The book's structure, acrostic poems, communal voice, transforms personal grief into collective worship. It provides a liturgical framework for processing national trauma, inviting later generations to enter into the sorrow and repentance of the exile. The unresolved ending, restore us to yourself, O Lord, unless you have utterly rejected us. Chapter 5, verses 21 to 22. Leaves the door open for divine reconciliation, pointing toward eschatological hope beyond present suffering. 5. Theological legacy. Lamentations has shaped Jewish and Christian theology by affirming God's justice while challenging believers to lament honestly, validating communal grief as an act of faith, not despair, foreshadowing redemption. Jewish tradition reads Lamentations on Tisha B'Av, mourning destruction while awaiting Messiah. Christians often see Christ's crucifixion as the ultimate answer to its cries, where divine judgment and mercy meet. Captures Jesus' lament over Jerusalem, Luke 19, verses 41 to 44. In summary, Lamentations is a theological crucible, testing the boundaries of faith in a broken world. It refuses to minimize suffering or God's holiness, yet insists that even in darkness, waiting quietly for the salvation of the Lord, chapter 3, verses 26, remains the posture of hope.